Well, we're live. Let's play the really funny bumper, shall we?
The DeFi Professor.
Oh, you silly gooses. Let me just share this on the Farcasters. Hopefully everyone's had a great weekend. I'm Chris, the DeFi Professor. We're here with the Work With Me stream. So basically, what we do with the Work With Me stream is I have a company, Beacon DeFi. We do DeFi education and onboarding. And so this is part of the work that goes into the weekly newsletter that goes out to them, to our mastermind members. So go ahead and what users got the Modnad airdrop on Farcaster? I was not one of them, but at least I don't think so. I gotta check my wallet. I'm pretty sure I got nothing. I got nothing. That's okay though. It is what it is. So I put out a tweet this morning. Shout out to Van Ho, because I needed to. Well, she had posted a picture of her setup, and I was like, you know what? I should post a picture of my setup, and I need to clean my desk first because it's very messy. It's still fairly messy, but it is at least somewhat presentable. So if you guys want to share your setup, feel free to, go to my tweet on my profile and share yours, because I would like to see yours. You can find my Twitter at C Soriano. Shout out to ex co-host. But let us look. Well, I'll share mine. So anyway, this is mine. I'm very annoyed by this. This is off. And little Easter egg, if you zoom in there, you can actually see me saying hello. But this is what mine kind of looks like. I will say this thing right here is the game changer. I bought this LED lamp. It's I got it for $10, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll take it for $10. We have multiple liquidation stores, I guess is what you would call them. Basically, they go and find returns, liquidations, and then they resell them in their stores for a little bit of profit. This one in particular is an Amazon liquidation store. So you walk in, and everything that's there, for the most part, has been, well, they do more than Amazon now. They do Costco and Target as well, just like a couple others here in town. But they sell mystery boxes, which is like $50, and you get more than that much in product in a box, and you just pay for it. Most times, that I'll be honest, they're crap, but to some people it could be good. But in particular, if there's no price tag on it, you can search for the product on Amazon, and if it's there, you'll receive 40 to 50%, whatever that price is. And oftentimes you can haggle with them, which is cool. So that's how I got this light over here. And half the time, macOS, half the time, the products are brand new. Whereas some of these stores, like some people are returning like there's like pan sets, but it's like clearly someone took, I don't know if they used it in like a cooking show, never used it again, but it clearly is very used. Like there's rust on some of that stuff. I'm just like, why are you even accepting that for? And maybe that's like the beauty of Costco, right? Because Costco has this unbelievable return policy where you can return just about anything. So anyway, this is my setup. To the left of me, which is right there, 34-inch Dell gaming monitor with this gigantic LED lamp on top. It's just like a desk lamp. I've seen some that sit on the monitor, which is also cool, but I wanted one that didn't because I have a standing desk here, and actually you can see the clamp for it right there next to my gas mat for my monitor. My monitor is definitely on a stand. I mean, on a mount, an arm, so I can kind of move it around. So if I'm over here, because what you can't see to the left of me is I have my whole maker kind of set up. I have a Cricut machine, I have a printer. Once I get a 3D printer, they'll also be over there. And whenever I make a lot of my own merch specifically for Beacon. So if you see me at conferences, wearing Beacon merch, it's merch that I've made myself. It's one-of-one type of stuff, and they never last that long because I need to start using better materials, but whatever. It is what it is. So you can't see my cursor. I'm all cursoring up there. Yeah, 34-inch monitor with a light on top. I got this on Friday. This has been such a game changer. Normally when I need to see something, I'll just turn on my big light, which is a Neewer C100 with a round softbox with a grid on the inside. That's the main key light. I don't have a flag over here. The other 45-degree angle. I actually sit by a window, so I just open my blackout curtains, and that generally lights me from this side. You can actually see. Oh, look at that. It's subtle. The one thing I have on either side of me that a lot of people don't see, and I was telling Fanho about this. I picked this up in my local Menards hardware store, big box store. Anyway, these are meant to go, I believe, on lawn chairs, but it's a cup holder with a phone holder on the back. So oftentimes I will stick my phone in here while I'm on stream. But this thing's a game changer actually, because I have a standing desk. It just clamps right in, and that's where I put my drinks. Provided it's the correct size. So if I have people know that I love to go to the gas stations specifically, and now I need to screw that back in. It's all messed up, but here's my goodness. This is this thing 15 years old? Yeah, it's 15 years old. Aftermarket handle, but the Yeti itself, 15 years old. And it's always got some type of caffeine in it. Right now it's Pepsi Zero. Sometimes it's going to be water and Celsius, water and C4, water and G Fuel. And then normally if I have that goes in here, I have another one here for water as well. Very same design. But yeah, it's good to have as much liquid as possible. Not that you all necessarily care, but people who want to know what my setup looks like, here it is. I have my Solana Seeker phone over here. I don't use it often at all. What do I have here? Oh, my capybara fell down. This is my hyperdrive capybara. I got this in New York. Look at that beautiful, beautiful animal. There you go. I didn't realize he fell down. That's sad. Well, now I'm more annoyed with this photo. Anyway, that stack of chips right there. I do have a dealing background in terms of I went to dealer school when I was still in California, so I like fidgeting with chips. So I have 3 sets of chips there. I have these NFT chips that I got from BitTensor Endgame in Austin back in April. Those are chips from BitTensor AI. Shout out to them. They made a whole bunch of NFT. They made a whole bunch of these poker chips that they're oversized, but they have an NFT chip inside that when you hold it up to your phone or to any device that accepts NFC, it'll actually take you to the subnet information page that they have on there. On top of that, Rainmaker with 2 eyes. Shout out to JD Seraphin and team. They handed those out when I went to Vegas for Bitcoin Vegas back in May. And those are their coins. They're quite heavy. And they're just fun just to hold and just move around in my hand. and then actual poker clay poker chips that I have more. I have a whole stack over there that I'll just take and I'll just cut. If you know what cutting chips means, like you see dealers that they'll go and they'll take the whole stack, put it down next to yours, and then cut chips backwards. I can do all that. Weird flex. This is my bullish coin purse, which I got from my favorite piece of merch from Permissionless in New York City this year in June. It says bullish on the front, and it has my name and the Aptos logo on the back. It's a little coin purse. It's really meant to hold your obviously coins, but I use it to hold my hardware wallets. If I travel, they may or may not be in that. Of course, the Bitcoin pin that I got from Vegas, and then my stream deck, which I use specifically when I live stream for different scenes, or if I'm recording. I also use Meld for specifically for that, not OBS. My iPad Mini is right here. I often will have. Sometimes I have Discord up on it. It just depends. Sometimes Telegram's on it. Telegram's up here right now, currently. In the middle here is my Elgato prompter. It's in front of my streaming camera, which is a Sony A6700. DSLRs for the win. And it's light, it's fast, it's got great resolution, very crispy. I've got a 18 to 50 f 1.8 lens on it. I also have an 11 to 16. I'm sorry, I have an 11 millimeter prime, super wide from Sony on there. Nearby as well. There's the lens. There's the flare hood and the cap for that. On the right here, MacBook Pro M1 Max, 32 gigs RAM. Behind the, then you can barely see it here, but there's a whole mess of cables here. I don't have great cable management. I'm fine with that. But what I have here is two Thunderbolt docks, one Thunderbolt 4, one Thunderbolt 3, with everything plugged into those on top of a lap. This is actually a cooling platform that was meant for a Mac Mini or a gaming laptop, one of the two. It sticks about that far up, and there's space underneath for airflow, but it keeps everything really cool. So I have the two Thunderbolt docks there, along with USB-C hubs, and you can't see them, but I also have I have 3 external SSDs there. That's where most of the files go. And yeah, everything you can see here. This is my Epomaker TH80. My God, this thing is kind of heavy. Mechanical keyboard that I custom assembled. I bought it bare bones, just with the case. I actually went with Epomaker Sea Salt silent switches as well, along with some random keycaps that I got on Amazon. This is a 75% keyboard. I was a huge fan of the full because, you know, with I'm used to typing numbers with the number pad. It's something to get used to. But anyway, there you go. If you want to share your setup with me, would love to see what everybody else's setup looks like. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and post it in there. Would love to see that specifically on my tweet. Anyway, enough of me being silly. Let me figure out where my window went, and we'll go into the research portion of the thing. So obviously, the market is still not great, right? But we're seeing a little bit of a bounce. We saw that last night. Honestly, I think people talk a lot about manipulation, right? It's a mixture of de-risking, a little bit of manipulation, maybe more the signal that major market makers can come in and just cripple. Maybe in a counterparty. Tom Lee is out there saying some stuff, talking about he knows of a major exchange with a DPEG stablecoin. That's the reason, with a glitch, for why 1010 happened. I mean, I think it's fairly obvious what that was. It's not secret knowledge that USDE from Athena did DPEG on Binance. And again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm just stating the actual fact of what happened there. There's not a ton of liquidity for USDE on Athena. Athena USD on Binance. So it's fairly easy to depeg it. Let's be honest. As a coin, it's got tremendous liquidity everywhere else, specifically in DeFi. So I love some of the things that I'm reading, like some made up stablecoin. I'm like, guys, let's just stop. Let's just stop with the fun. Okay. Let's get back to actual buying and things going well in this space. That's what everyone wants to see. People don't want to see scorched earth. People want to see innovation. They want to see movement. With that said, congrats to Monad. Today is the first day of their launch from mainnet, and we'll see exactly how that goes. Their public pre-sale. I mean, you want people to buy it on Coinbase and KYC? So wait and see. A lot of great partners of ours are involved with the launch, and good luck to all of them specifically. And I hope Monad does well. Let's go into the articles today. All right, so Grayscale's Doge ETF debuts today. I'm trying to remember the other one that debuts today. Is it an XRP one? Not completely sure. But yeah, so we have a Dogecoin ETF here from Grayscale. We'll see, right? SEC is now back on trying to get as many of these ETFs approved before the end of the year. So we'll see exactly how the Doge, the XRP, even the Truth Social ETF, which is President Trump's family's ETF. We'll see exactly where those end up, if they get approved or not, and we'll see. Ondo turns to Figure's stablecoin with a $25 million investment to back the tokenized fund. That's an interesting story. I don't think I'll actually use that today, but let's see if there's anything here. In something I don't really want to get into. My goodness. Let's just say I've sent some messages around trying to figure out exactly what happened here. And I've gotten a myriad of answers with a lot of people, just trying to get out of the way of that one. So Maple's dispute with Core. Core DAO is a Bitcoin layer 2. And I believe the dispute here, if I'm looking correctly, if I have correctly seen the tea leaves here, Core DAO is upset with the fact that Maple has Syrup BTC, which is their own version of a liquid staked BTC, because, well, it's Core. They're not layer 2 BTC. I apologize. They're an alternative layer 1 BTC. I need to make that clear. They're not a BTC layer 2. Yeah, so this is I believe that's what this stems from. There's been a lot of mudslinging back and forth. No, there we go. They're barred from their launching of their Syrup BTC product. They didn't take kindly, because I guess there's like an exclusivity issue there. So we'll see. Experts say the situation shows that even trustless blockchain projects must follow traditional contracts and legal rules. And yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, I'm getting out of the way of that one. Good luck. Amazon pours $50 billion into AI infrastructure? Really? All right. I'll bite. Oh, consensus 2026 savings. I might have to register for that. How much is that? Little detour. I overall enjoy consensus and permissionless. They are trade events, meaning that they're put on by the industry, like the news portion of the industry, but it brings a wide variety of people, which I like. Um, Obviously, Dev Connect and DevCon, which are from EF. Last year in Bangkok, this year in this next year, last year in Bangkok for Dev Connect, DevCon. I'm sorry, DevCon last year in Bangkok, Dev Connect this year. They alternate. In Buenos Aires, DevCon next year in Mumbai, and then we'll see where Dev Connect is the year after that. Oh, it's gonna be in Hong Kong. It's gonna be warm. Oh, they were in Toronto this year. Now they're going to Miami. God. But the empanadas. I love me some empanadas. Oh, how much? Okay, so that's getting your tickets specifically. Well, Black Friday deals. I'm putting out a post on my Twitter with some Black Friday deals. I've been gathering them. We always talk, and this is aimed towards crypto and DeFi investors. So we always talk about Trading View. Also put on Proton, because big fan of their products. You do need multiple throwaway email addresses. Get one that has really good privacy, like Proton, along with their VPN, also good. So, how much is it? I was like, I'm here for a reason. I'm just trying to see how much it's for. Because it was like $99 for permissionless if you bought during Black Friday. And that's the thing. Check to see if your favorite event has a Black Friday special. Might be worth it. All right. So $549 for the Pro. How much for the regular? Startup is $540. That's actually not $549 for the startup package. That's actually not bad at all. But you can compete in a pitch fest. Okay. This isn't bad either for $10.99. We'll see. Oh, I was supposed to be reading this article. Oh, is it in their own? I see. Got it. Okay. So it's crypto miners that are benefiting off of this. Got it. Rumble gains 13% after Tether boosts stake by 1 million shares. We actually need to start re-streaming to Rumble. I haven't been for quite some time because it's a pain in the butt and it wasn't working well. But now that I have it in with the Rumble team, I need to get back on. Shout out to all the places I'm streaming, by the way. Obviously, YouTube, but I'd like to highlight the smaller infrastructure groups such as Retake.tv. Shout out to them. Abstract Chain. Thank you for approving me for all these months that I've been there. And recently, Den.show. They're on their base, just like on Retake. Thanks to them too for approving me. I guess I'm one of the first people to be streaming on that platform as well. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for giving me a shot to try and educate and onboard as many people into DeFi as possible. Hopefully you find today's content interesting, I guess would be the word I would say. If you want to find out more about my stuff that I stream, you can go to my my creator homepage, thanks to Flix.fun. Had them on our Wednesday podcast recently. Shout out to the team from Flix.fun. This is my creator homepage, Flix.fun at C Soriano. This is all actually also what's you can get here from my Twitter bio as well. And yeah, I mean, this is I can trick it out more. I just kind of took about an hour or so to kind of put all this together. Working on more things. I need to get my media node hooked up so I can have a whole playlist thing that'll stream videos from me 24/7. So if you want to catch any of the videos that I have, uh, stuff like that, which is great. It's a really cool idea. I love a lot of the things that they definitely have on the roadmap. So being able to own and host my own content is what's key here. So definitely looking to do more of that soon. So if you want to create a homepage, please go to Flix.fun. And it doesn't even have to be your creator homepage. You can make a fan page. There's all kinds of stuff you can do here. And you have a really cool way. They have widgets for videos, for pictures, for links, and a text box. And you can link up all the socials that you want here. Yeah, really easy to take advantage of. Definitely recommend you give them a look. Tell them I sent you. Okay. Wow. Strike CEO debanked by JP Morgan. And again, this is the reason why we have a series called Beat the Banks, because if random CEOs and startup people can be debanked, God, I remember when I first got into the space, there were multiple banks that wouldn't even allow you to withdraw to Coinbase or link Coinbase. It was deemed illegal and against their terms of service. So that's why our Friday series for community trainings for DeFi onboarding is called Beat the Banks. And frankly, the banks understand this. They see the writing on the wall. They're just hoping that the majority of the mass of people will never want to step foot into this arena to try and, have better returns on their money than we'll ever find in a bank account. I mean, the irony of this is that JP Morgan has their own blockchain specifically for institutions called Kinexus. It used to be called Onyx. They've been building it for more than 3 years. So whenever they talk about how they don't support crypto, they're absolutely full of shit. Because they have their own crypto blockchain. They have for years. They just dropped their own stablecoin called JPMD on Base last week. Anyway, I'm not going to dive too deeply into that. So I did want to talk about this. I'll be honest. I do have doubts over having, being fully doxxed. I have many friends in this space who are just face doxxed, right? They go by an alias. Maybe I should have done that as well. Looking back on it, I probably would have gone pseudonymous and chosen a name, chosen a different name. I will say, if you are a startup founder or if you work in the crypto industry, be very careful of your surroundings wherever you're at. Like, for example, I love this hoodie. It's an Ethereum hoodie I got from my friends at Crypto Tees. I don't know if they're still in business, but shout out to them. I would never wear this in public. Never, ever. Because my safety is paramount, and I want to make sure that I'm always safe. Shout out to Frank Ocean in the retake chat. Hello, sir. How are you? I guess I should check the other chats. Shout out to Pendacar in the Den.show chat. Hello, sweet sir. GM. I don't ever check the Twitter chat. I guess I should. No one ever chats in there, except for the one time. Anyway, yeah, just be careful if you're in this space. You never know. Let me make this larger. Gosh, keep going, keep going. There you go. Why is my window shaped like that? Strange. If I use this other one, it won't be like that. Yeah, that's better. It just needs to be wider, I suppose. But just be careful, with regards to getting what's called a $5 wrench attack. It does give me pause to want to go to specific conferences. And again, nothing against people in some of these countries. There's just some places that I just don't feel comfortable going by myself. If I'm with a team, that's a different story, right? But doing BD for Beacon, I will go to places where I do feel somewhat safe. Where I don't feel, based on what I'm wearing, I'll get it. I mean, and that's the thing. It's like you just got to make sure that you don't, uh, yeah, that, don't show that you have big crypto money, and you'll be safe. And I was right. It was an XRP ETF that Grayscale listed today along with the Doge one. So XRP slides to $2.08 as GXRP ETF debut fails to ignite the market. I mean, it's up in the 24 hours, is it not? If you're an XRP lover, let me know. How do you feel about this? Zcash down 30% from November's top. Will the price go down further? Honestly, yeah, probably. I mean, obviously, right now, if you just want to pack in some Zcash and DC into it, that's fine. That's your choice. Obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm still. Hmm. I'll keep my thoughts to myself on that one. I just hope they can deliver on something. Arthur Hayes, who sold a lot of his bags to buy Zcash, thinks that the 80K low was the bottom. Maybe it was. I guess we're about to find out. Oh, good. Bitmine immersion is now at 3% of the supply. The goal is 5. That's a face. I'm jealous of the hair. I've lost a lot of hair as a founder. That's why I wear hats half the time. I'm looking at my hair light because I had it on earlier. It's just like you could just see my scalp there. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Anyway, Crypto.com adds Google Pay in the UK to boost mobile wallet payments. That's not the reason why there's not a whole lot of mobile wallet payments in the UK, guys. Let's just be honest. It's because of the government regulations. Good for them. Hmm. I mean, MetaPlanet is already a gigantic holder. They're like the Japanese MicroStrategy or strategy, right? So Nomura starting to come in is interesting. But one thing that's unclear is actually going to be the crypto taxes that the new Japanese prime minister, she's planning on probably hitting. I mean, you're looking at a falling yen with rising yen uh, bonds rates. It'll be very interesting to see how this all kind of hits ahead. I've been I've been watching Japan very closely, as you guys know, and I do think it does have a little bit of a role into how the world overall, from a macro standpoint, is looking at risk on assets. Not a ton of news here today. Uh, that is a very interesting spin on that. That's a headline. I know if I say anything, the ADA community is going to come after me. So I'm just going to say that hopefully everything works out okay. Let's just say it's not a good sign when someone can vibe code a vector, an attack vector, even if they're like a young person. How does everyone feel about this whole uh, X profile thing? Now they've gone through and they have specifically nerfed this for specific people and specific accounts, right? Like all the US government accounts are nerfed with this. They're not showing it because I think people were showing that some of them, maybe it was through VPN or whatever, is connected through like the Middle East or Israel, stuff like that. Or you see that a lot of your favorite creators are, actually in different countries that you were not expecting. So yeah, you've got this. I understand why they're doing it because there are a ton of terrible bots. I mean, looking at my notifications for Twitter, I'm getting all these "you've won an airdrop" type things from a whole bunch of things. I think they're looking to get rid of as many of those bots as possible. But we'll see. Hmm. Slippery slope, that one, eh? Okay. Uh, yeah, and I think Vitalik's take is pretty on the nose here. So there's a lot of positive effects, right? But in the medium term, they're just going to find ways around this, right? Easy to pay individuals to look the other way in a lot of things. Yeah, I mean, I'm still seeing spam. We'll see how this works. Jason Calacanis, long on VPN. How many VPN services have stocks? Let's be honest. And how many of those are all under one company? Mm. All right. I'm already talking about this here, but I followed this since an hour after it happened. Posted to our communities right away. about the Aerodrome front end attack. Thankfully, the site that you were redirected to looks nothing like Aerodrome, and it would be strange if you actually put your money in there. Please don't do that. Essentially, there was let me get this right. Of course, don't trust verify, but there is a company who is contracted for the DNS provider for the Web 2 versions of the domains, which is aerodrome and velodrome.finance, or aerodrome or velodrome.box. Why you would ever go to aerodrome.box is beyond me. Regardless, there was a compromise by a compromised account for an employee of, I believe, the contractor that did all of the servicing for these accounts. They were able to unknowingly flip a switch to route traffic. When you have three of the best teams from a security standpoint looking at this and they can't figure it out for a little bit, then you have to realize it has to be on the provider end, which it turned out to be. Still, if you want to use AI here, guys, use Nano Banana, but there you can still use Aerodrome and Velodrome. It's just best to do it through the Web3 based link. Now, with that said, if I read correctly on the post-mortem on the comms that came out last night, it took a long time for comms, guys. I will say I was a little surprised by how long it took, but I'm sure they wanted to get it right. Aerodrome put out really good comms on this. Shout out to Wagme Alexander and the team for it. They're not going to be re-releasing their websites on the old domains with the old .finance and the old .box. They're moving to new infrastructure, which is probably the best thing to do there. Because the smart contracts are on blockchains, it's not affected by the front end in that way. You should be fine. But they have anybody who's a wallet provider already had the warning saying that the .finance and the .box were compromised. So if you want to use it again, use the eth.limo or the eth.link links for both Aero and Velodrome. What's interesting too is that Aerodrome and Velodrome are going to be combining into one big protocol and expanding to ARC as well as to ETH mainnet. ARC, of course, is not coming out till sometime next year, most likely. And obviously, if you have to go in, I don't know if I doubt they're gonna change the epoch time if you are in VE Aero or VE Velo for voting. I doubt that. I'm not keeping up with it, to be quite honest. But do your research on that. Get into the Discord to double check to see what they're doing with regards to that. But you can still access it from these links if you need to. Okay. You may have read that Coinbase was moving funds from wallets. They're doing a wallet migration, guys, just so you know. I see some CTers looking to farm some engagement on that, saying that why are they moving tokens? It's because they already mentioned in a tweet that they were moving tokens over the weekend. Oh, Pumpy Dup Funny. It's a lot of money. 436.5 million. I'll save that because I didn't have it. I didn't keep it in my bookmarks, I don't think. Interesting. Bitcoin volatility surge may signal return to options-driven prices. That's an interesting take. Sunrise debut Streamline Solana token import as Monad goes live. I'm assuming this is the gateway to Solana from Monad. Yes. Oh, from Wormhole. It's for any ecosystem. Okay, I just thought it was Monad, but I talked about this over the weekend. I streamed personally again. So not a ton of news there. Let's go to Google News real quick. Do the Bitcoin. We'll do the crypto search. Just curious to see what they're saying here. With the Market Watch subscription. By the way, it's super cheap. It's going to be like, I think, a quarter a week for a year. Watch out for this. This is always a good Black Friday sale if you want a Market Watch subscription. Won't be able to read that one because it's Bloomberg. BI should be fine. Oh, that's fun. TMT is down 70% in 2025. That's pretty interesting. Well, here we go. IRS crackdown on popular crypto tax cheat. This is something that people are going to want to read about. Is this for tax loss harvesting? I see. Yeah, the 1099 DA. This is something that, frankly, a lot of people were trying to circumvent. I mean, CEXs are going to send this in regardless, so that's kind of the thing. Crypto staking and staking ETFs to be a major tax focus. That's nothing new. Bitcoin's big drop could be a tax loss advantage. Many accountants don't understand digital assets. That's very true. That's very true. I'll use this opportunity to talk about one of our Beacon partners. If you are still looking for, I didn't realize there are comments here. YouTube comments. Sorry, I apologize, guys. Am I still in Taiki's Discord? No. He closed the Boba Capital Discord 2 years ago. I'm not in his paid humble farmer army either. Appreciate you asking, though. Those who don't know, I got my start in this space because I was his first Discord moderator, one of them. And yes, Noah, this is live. This is live. Did want to bring up one of our fantastic partners. If you are looking, where are my? There we go. Check out Awaken.tax. You can use our ref code Beacon DeFi. It gets you 25% off. Also, if you have a, I don't know if this still works. It worked for me this year. If you have an invoice from a competitor and you send it to them, like Coinly, CoinStats, a couple of the crypto tax calculator, you'll get an additional discount on that. They're serious about wanting to have your business, and it's fantastic. Frankly, Awaken's the best crypto portfolio manager out there, if I'm being very honest, because it has everything. I talk to their CEO Andrew very, very frequently, and he's done a fantastic job, specifically with creating a product that people are going to use, and we love it. We started recommending it last year because it was just that good. He's we've had him on the show. Have we had him on the show? Well, anyways, it's crypto tax reports for crypto natives by crypto natives. He didn't like what was going on in the system specifically on Solana, so he built something himself, and it's been great, fantastic. Can't recommend Awaken.tax enough. So if you're looking for a good place to get your reports, Awaken.tax is there, and use our, like I said, use our ref code Beacon DeFi. You can get a nice little discount there. Okay. Google News. Anything else? I'm not going to get that Motley Fool one. Credit card. Oh, this is the MasterCard move. I can just tell by the MasterCard logo there. Crypto MasterCard crypto credentials coming out, and they're going to be on Polygon first. We talked about that last week on our Total Value Lock TVL podcast. That's every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, by the way. So you can check that out you can check out last Wednesday's episode. It's available on Twitter. It's also available on our YouTube channel to check that out as well. Oh, why crypto's having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad month. Yeah, November has not been Uptember. Will be Upsember. Not sure. We'll see. Yeah, so if I was going to offer crypto trading soon, I forgot that SoFi has an actual banking charter license. Meh. Let's go to DeFi Llama. One of our favorite sources of truths in the space. Shout out to NGMI. Shout out to Patrick from Dynamo DeFi. Let's go with the news. I moved it around so we don't have to see presidential tweets in here because they shouldn't be affecting the way we look at our portfolios. Crypto exchange Contigo suspends U.S. accounts for Venezuelan customers. Again, this is why we recommend you don't put money on CEX accounts. Don't use centralized exchanges as banks. That's a bad idea, guys. A very bad idea. Use a hardware wallet, some type of desktop or cold storage wallet, if you're going to do that. Celestia finally back in the news. A matcha upgrade preps network for cross-chain future. We'll read on that. Curious to see how this actually works, if it works well. Yeah, I mean, look at where it was this time last year, 1970. There are a lot of projects that took a huge hit from the Trump and Melania issue back in January, right? Celestia, AI, a whole bunch of those. Cosmos as a whole, big, big losers in that whole liquidity shift. So H bar back on the up. Suddenly, in the last couple hours, H bar and Stellar are up. Fun. We've talked about some of this already. Russian police have arrested a man who attempted to rob a crypto exchange. An actual brick and mortar exchange? These things exist? I must know more. Oh, the offices of a crypto exchange. I mean, that's a little sensational. Violent attacks on crypto investors are rising all over the world. Yes, there are people who are getting injured and dying for crypto, which is kind of scary, honestly. To the YZEX crypto exchange. I mean, what do you do in an office like that? I don't think it's offer services to that office, but Mon token stumbling out the gate. All right, let's go look. I'm assuming it's with all this hullabaloo that it is listed already. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, it is. That it is. All right, let's look at the 24-hour through the 7. I mean, I wouldn't say it's stumbling out of the gate. It came out, the fixed price of the pre-sale was like 0.015, right? So, I mean, you're already up 2x technically if you bought at the pre-sale, which apparently was not a lot of you. Yeah, good for them. Like, it's a wait and see for me for Mona. I don't want to play that game. That's, I think we're coming to the end of that. Yeah, because we've looked at a bunch of these different things. I didn't see anything that was like crazy. Hmm. So I'm just getting messages. Lighter airdrop might be coming soon. All right, I'll read this one just because the BIS is. They are not our friend. I can tell you right now. They are not in our. They're not our friend. Okay, so oh, I see. Central banks warn that volatility from tariffs could lead to a. That's a bait title. Ugh. because of the sale of U.S. Treasuries. So that is something to consider, right? RWAs, real world assets, a lot of the large majority of RWA stablecoins are based off of U.S. Treasury bills. So if tariffs push yields higher and liquidity lower, T-bills become less stable precisely when they're, yeah, that's true. Yeah, T-bills are like that good 3 to 5% guarantee, right? So when T-bills become volatile, that's not a good sign for a lot of central banks. And it depends from a risk asset standpoint how you feel about that. Ultimately, I think I agree mainly here with Stephen Moran, who's a U.S. Fed Reserve governor. Uh, Stablecoins are the killer app of crypto, guys. We've been saying that since day one in our group, and we've been helping people onboard and educate into DeFi since 2021. Stablecoins are the killer app to crypto. It's just recently, with the Genius Act and some more things that are happening, that stablecoins are going to become the fabric. Obviously, with Swift aligning with Ethereum through layer 2 Linea in that deal to bring to have access with more than 12,000, nearly 12,000 banks able to start accessing the blockchain through Ethereum, with stablecoins leading the way there. I think that's you can't deny that it's going to be a big part moving forward. Now, is Governor Olaf Schleppen a hater? I mean, he could be. Because Genius Act payment stablecoins do not offer yield and are not backed by federal deposit insurance, I see little prospect of funds broadly fleeing the domestic banking system. That is true. But we're going to start seeing more of movement here. And this is a very layered statement. Okay. The reason for this being BIS has been testing CBDCs forever. There is a fantastic project. Let's see if I can find it. It's called the Atlantic Project. I think it's just Atlantic. Oh, it's okay. So it's been changed to Atlantic Council. That's not it. Atlantic Council. That is not the site that I was thinking it was going to be. Here we go. I don't know why it wasn't showing up. Anyway, atlanticcouncil.org. And one thing I would recommend, and I'll put this link here in the chat. That'll be for YouTube and Twitch. Let me put it here for those who are watching on retake. I'm still just going to call it the Atlantic Project because that's how we've known it for quite some time. So there's a high right now of 49 CBDC pilot projects. There's a lot here in this region. Obviously, we've had one here. There's an executive order to never have a CBDC, but this is in the Bahamas. They've already launched a CBDC a few times. China has had, a couple different CBDCs. Their digital yuan project is out there. But you can just check to see the progress of this. Now, I will say Swift being integrated into Ethereum really changes the temperature on a lot of this, if I'm being very honest. While most of these central banks want to have a digital currency, I don't know if many of those banks necessarily want to take on the burden of having to have, digital reserves backing that coin. Some of them do, and if they will, good luck to them. Maybe their citizens will buy it, but most people in a decentralized world will just turn their nose to it. Why? Because no one country owns DeFi. No one country owns anything in this space. It's decentralized for a reason. It's non-sovereign. Yes, there are centralized parts to it, but I'm just saying in terms of the spirit of DeFi, what jurisdiction does any country have down here? Right now, none. Like I say, there's a non-zero chance that would change. I'd be very interested to see exactly how that would change. We'll see. All right. Well, Llama feed. No Bitcoin recovery before spring 2026 if the Fed doesn't cut rates. Well, now that we are in a world where Polymarket is like the new, right? Let's go this one. Oh yeah, can't read that one. We're in a world where Yahoo, the New York Stock Exchange, even the UFC feels that information from Polymarket is factual information. And to a degree, it is. But you got to know that people are washing on this app. It's going to happen on Polymarket, on Kalshi, on Melee markets, on Myriad markets. Anything that's out there, that's a prediction market. Because you can hedge your bet by buying yes and no at the same time. Yes, there are a lot of people who are trying to farm this in volume for a possible Poly market airdrop next year. All right, so if we look at the Fed decision, I mean, there's no way that they're going to be doing 50 bips or higher. 25 is going to be the target. Interesting that no change has a little bit of, so you could hedge your bet here, buy yes and buy no. You'll lose a little bit if it's no change, but you're hedging your bet in the event that it doesn't happen, right? Again, not financial advice. I'm not telling you how to play Polymarket, but you have the ability to quote unquote hedge your bet to a degree. Maybe not in this market, not nearly as well as some others, but it is what it is. And sometimes the commentary has some interesting nuggets. Wow. This user, 99 cent buys must be, I'm guessing, greater. Okay. And what's interesting is you can actually see the votes that these people do. So it's kind of the interesting thing. And the P&L of every person on here. So now it's like you look at Polymarket in this lens, you're like, well, what really is all this? It's predicting, guys. We're predicting. It's not gambling. We're predicting. This is the best opportunity God served me. This is an easy win by voting for no change. Well, Yeah, I mean, there is good evidence to see why they may go with no change. The reason being is that inflation is up. Stimulus plans are approved across the world and possibly going out, which means stagflation could really be on the horizon if they cut rates again. Not saying that, a 25 bip cut will like be, the big catalyst for that. But in general, when you see a stimulus like that, it leads to things like that. So we'll see exactly what happens here. Uh, I am on record multiple times this year stating we're going to have a 50 basis point rate cut. And I said it was 25 in the early part of the year and then 25 in November. Now, I got the dates wrong, but we already had our first in practically November on October 29th. The second one should come in December. I think they are going to cut rates. And frankly, the way that Chairman Powell has been treated by President Trump. Remember, Chairman Powell is his guy. Trump bought Chairman Powell in because he wanted a data-driven guy to handle policy. He got what he wanted. And for him to just call him a loser and just degrade him in public, that type of thing. Do you think he's gonna raise it 25 just to see if inflation and stagflation happens, just to stick it to him? I don't know. That's not for me to say. It's going to be a fascinating December, though, and a fascinating 2026. Now, with that said, I'll be back later on this week, a couple times personally, just to stream the Black Friday stuff. I think I'm going to do that on Friday. I think I'm going to stream for a little bit and talk about the Black Friday deals that are available. My goodness, my camera is glitchy. But keep your eyes peeled. We'll be covering some things. What is going on with this? Anyway, that's all I have for the Work With Me stream. Got a couple things here to really put in the newsletter, but not a ton. I'm just going to hop back into this view. That'll probably be better. Yep. And yeah, again, if you want to support, please do. You can certainly do so through best way, I think, to get everything that I do. Just go to my creator homepage. It's afflix.fun /@csoriano. I'll put that in the put that here in the link in the comments. And again, if you want to support and you want to see everything that I do, feel free to go there. Obviously, you can also go to if you're at retake.tv, you can buy my creator coin there. That's on base. And on Zora, I also have a coin for post there. And they're trying to educate through posts there. So if you want to support, that's the easiest way to do so. Please do so. It helps keeping me going for sure. Very few holders of my token right now, guys. So if you like what you're hearing, I'm not slowing down anytime soon. In fact, I'm going to start doing more and more content. So if you want to be an early holder, get all the perks of being an early holder, get in. Because I definitely have some ideas. I'm going to have more content that'll only be accessible to token holders, that type of thing. Depending on how much you hold, happy to give you some personal mentorship, some one-on-one time, that type of thing. Help you get onboarded. I'll even come and speak to a whole group of your friends and family if you like, that type of thing. But with that said, obviously, keep supporting the mothership at Beacon DeFi on all of the socials. I'll be back with that content on Wednesday at 1 p.m. That is our Total Value Locked podcast. We're gonna have a great panel. I'm assembling quite a few people, and we're gonna talk about what we're thankful for and just the overall news of the market. That'll be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. on the socials. On my streaming schedule, I do have tomorrow at 1 p.m. I will be doing that. It'll most likely just be just general commentary, but I like to do a lot of React content as well, just because I like the laughter and it just helps me maintain positivity, especially in a time like this. So if there's anything you want me to react to, I'm still working on the. We tried to vibe code a clip queue on a random Friday stream, Thursday or Friday stream, 2 weeks ago. It's there, and it's really not difficult. But I was just trying to see if I could vibe code it. But anyway, what that does is like you can submit clips for me to react to specifically for any of those streams because I do enjoy reacting to things. With that said, have a great day and stay safe out there. Good luck to everybody. You know, involved with Monad and some of these other launches they're going out. If you're coming back this week from Dev Connect in Argentina, hopefully you are on the mend. Hopefully you don't have conference cough and all that great stuff. Make sure that you do your immunity stuff. For me, vitamin D, vitamin K2, D2, D3. Very important part of my stack. So there you go. And again, if you want to contribute to, I definitely want to see your setup. So if you enjoyed seeing my setup and there it is. If you enjoyed seeing my setup, I'd love to see your setup for how you do things. Please share. That would be fun. And with that said, have a great weekend. Have a great week. See you later. 07. What is with that? Mac OS, ladies and gentlemen. See ya.